afternoon. I'm going to call this meeting to order. It's November 30th, 2021 at 1:04 p.m. I am Special Magistrate Stephanie Marchman. And on our agenda today, we have two cases, amnesty cases. We'll call the first case, case number SV2110. And this is owner Joan Ligon. And I would like to first ask the city if you could just introduce yourself for the record.
Yes, I'm Marshall Sova. I'm the new code enforcement officer for the city of Lake City.
And is there anybody here to speak on behalf of the owner? Okay, I'm going to ask both of you, Mr. Sova and Ms. Main, to raise your right hand. We'll take sworn testimony from you during this matter. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And first, I'd just like to hear from the city with respect to this application for amnesty and the city's position with respect to the application.
Yes, ma'am. I did not do any investigation on this case. Basically, I put the packet together for the agenda for today. The city is in favor of this amnesty.
And Ms. Main, would you approach the podium, please? How do you spell your last name?
M-A-I-N.
M-A-I-N.
Yes.
And what is your relationship to the owner?
I'm her realtor, representing her in three other properties.
Is the owner present today?
No, ma'am.
Where does the owner reside?
Virginia.
All right, Ms. Main, I'll allow you to speak to the application. And if I have any questions, I'll pose those to you, if that's okay.
Yes. And I have a file here for you.
Okay. What
do you need me to do?
Well, there are factors that I need to consider in order to make a decision about whether amnesty is granted or not.
Okay.
The factors are listed in the city code. They're factors 1 through 15. I'm supposed to consider each of those factors. I can go through those if you'd like, and perhaps you could answer the questions. And if
you don't mind.
Okay. The first is any administrative costs incurred by the city. I'm supposed to, in consideration of amnesty, consider any of those costs. And Mr. Sova, I noticed in the file on page 14, there appears to be some administrative costs, including O&E reports of $200, mail costs $56.79, and then a demolition cleanup cost of $1,945. And there's also a lien. So my question for the city would be, what of those costs are administrative costs, which would still need to be paid by the property owner, regardless of whether I grant amnesty or not, according to the code. So in the code, it says code enforcement staff and attorney time, postage, advertising and recording costs, and other city expenses related to any measure taken by the code enforcement, special magistrate, or city to abate a nuisance caused by the violation.
Yes, Mr. Williams.
And under the city code, I don't see that I have the discretion necessarily to release those administrative costs. Oh, well, it says to the maximum extent feasible, the special magistrate shall collect at a minimum all administrative costs and out of pocket costs incurred by the city.
Yes, Ms. Marshman, I just consulted with Mr. Williams. The current cost of the O&E reports to $200. The mill cost of $56.79, and the demolition cleanup cost of $1,945. We are requesting that be paid to the city.
Okay. And Ms. Main, do you have any response to that?
Ms. Lagone is well aware of those fees.
And is she willing to pay those costs?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Voss, are there any other costs that you're aware of?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Mr. Silva,
Yeah.
where I got Voss from.
I figured you was talking to me.
Okay, the next factor is the gravity and number of violations, and then one of the other factors is whether the property is in compliance. And Mr. Silva, I would ask you to address that with respect to the violations on the property and whether those have been cured.
No, ma'am, they have not been cured. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, they have. I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because it looks like the city demolished the structure on the property and cleaned up the debris.
That's correct.
Okay, so is the lot now vacant? Okay. And Miss, is it Ligon, Liggon? When did she purchase the property?
She purchased it. Right here. This one. Here we go. November 20th, 2018.
And to your knowledge, does Miss Ligon have any relationship with the prior property owner, Mr. Jonathan Harper?
No, not at all.
And what did Miss Ligon pay for the property?
$7,019.
What is the market value presently for the property?
I came up with 15, 10 or 15. I don't know currently at the moment, to be honest.
One of the factors that I'm required to look at is the current property value compared to the amount of the fine or lien. Presuming that the value of the property is less than the fine, that would be a factor weighing in favor of granting amnesty. It appears that I'll ask the city to confirm that the current fine or lien that you're seeking to amnesty is $42,951.79.
That's correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So Ms. Main, can you testify that the property is worth less than the lien amount?
Oh, yes. What? I have it right here. And I did my comparables. Yeah, we listed it originally, I want to say 20,000 in hopes, just with the way the market is. And I redid the numbers and there were 14,000. And we received them, we're under contract for 8,000. Oh no, I take that back. We listed it for $10,000.
Okay. So the plan for the property is for Ms. Lagan to sell it to another
Correct.
buyer. And do you know what the buyer intends to do with the property?
Build a home.
Do you know if Ms. Lagan had any knowledge of the lien that was on the property prior to purchasing it?
Absolutely not. She did not have it.
Did Ms. Lagan have a title insurance policy related to the purchase of this property?
No.
Are there any financial hardships present here?
Yes. She wrote a letter. Let me read it on behalf of Ms. Lagon. To whom it may concern, I am asking for a lien forgiveness due to my present financial circumstances. I am a retired widow and is struggling financially to cover my monthly household bills and medical bills. I'm living off a small monthly retirement and have no other source, income, or other assistance. I would appreciate your assistance in this matter to relieve me of this lien. Thank you, Joan Lagon.
Thank you. Are there any other mitigating circumstances which warrant amnesty that you're aware of, Ms. Main?
I know I'm not sure if this answers your question. I know she is currently in the negative already on the property with expenses that she's paid. And I have documentation of that.
Anything else you would like to add with respect to the application?
The buyer that's purchasing, who would like to purchase the property, has signed 3 different extensions. So she's very, very interested in the property, and we're hoping to settle on the property by December 27th.
Anything else?
Not unless you need like the breakdown of expenses.
I don't think so. Mr. Silva, do you have anything to add on behalf of the city?
No, ma'am, I don't.
I will, based on the factors set forth in the code, grant the amnesty application. And so I will issue an order doing so within 5 days. The amnesty, granting of the amnesty will release the lien, which is the $42,000 and change. But Ms. Lagan will be required to pay the costs associated with the property. So the $200, the $56.79, and the $1,945.
256. And the last amount, please?
$256.79 and the $1,945. Those are listed in the agenda backup on a July 3rd, 2014 billing statement from the city of Lake City, where it has O&E reports of $200, mail costs of $56.79, and demolition cleanup costs of $1,945.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And then to be clear, the lien is $42,951.79, and that's the amount that'll be released.
I truly appreciate it.
Anything else?
No.
Let me just make sure I have the correct mailing address for the order. It appears, is the address, the name and address on the application correct? Miss Lagan, 6618 Gills Gate Place, Chesterfield, Virginia.
23832.
Mm-hmm. And I would be glad to provide you with a copy of the order as well, if that would be helpful.
That would be great.
Let me take down your address.
Sure. Is it okay if I give you my home address?
Whatever address you prefer is fine.
2353 Silverview Drive, Lakeland, Florida 33811.
Okay.
Is there any type of documentation I will get today, or just wait the 5-10 days until?
No, we will, I will issue the order within 5 days. And so you'll receive that in the mail, and I can also email it to you if that's helpful.
That'd be great.
What is your email address?
It's Kim, Kim, your, Your, Main, Main, source with an S,
M-A-I-N.
source with an S, @gmail.com.
Kim, your main source @gmail.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you very
You're welcome.
much. Thank you
Thank you, Ms. May.
so much. I appreciate it. Okay. Maybe leave?
Yes.
right, we will call up the next case, which is case number SV 2111, owner Betty Jefferson. And this is also an amnesty application. Is there anybody here to speak on behalf of the owner?
I am, I'm the owner.
Are you Ms. Jefferson?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I will ask the city to state its position with respect to this application.
Yes, ma'am. We spoke with Mr. Jefferson, reference to the address on 801 Northeast Center Avenue. I did no investigation in this case. The city is in favor of this amnesty.
Are there any costs associated with the city's or administrative costs associated that need to be recovered? I just looked through the file and it appeared in the order.
Yeah, ma'am, there's no cost. There's just a lien amount of the residence is $83,100.
It looked like in the order dated August 23rd, 2016, that there are de minimis cost, mailing costs of $6.46.
Yes, ma'am, I missed that. Yes, we have the $6.46. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Ms. Jefferson, were you in here for the prior case?
Once before?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I just have some questions about the property to make sure that the requirements in the code are met with respect to amnesty. So I'm just going to walk through these questions, and if you could just help answer, we can lean on the city as well. The city's already answered the first cost about the cost. So the administrative cost, you would have to pay of $6.46. Would you be willing to pay that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And perhaps the city can weigh in on this in terms of the violations, the nature of the violations, and whether those have been cured or not.
Yes, ma'am, they have. The property has been cleaned up.
Ms. Jefferson, do you have any information with respect to the current property value?
I'm guessing it. Probably less than $4,000.
Is it vacant land or is there?
It's vacant land. It needed cleaning up, and we went in and cleaned all that stuff up on it. So it's just vacant between two houses. It was up for tax. It was fixing to sell it on the doorsteps. And I got in touch with the gentleman. And I paid the taxes is how I got it. I paid it to him, therefore we didn't have to go to the tax sale.
Okay.
And then we took it and cleaned it up.
I don't believe I swore you in before you came up to the, the podium now that I hear you talking. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Who did you purchase the property from?
Robert Stiles, I think I'm saying his last name right, Stiles.
That's correct, Ms. Martin.
And how much did you purchase the property for?
I don't remember exactly what the taxes was, but I think it was less than 4,000, but it was more than 3,000. It was 30, might have been close to about $3,500, somewhere in that neighborhood.
did you have any, anything to do with the violations on the property?
No, ma'am, I didn't even know it was a violation until the Elixir report came to me.
Okay,
And that when they was getting ready to bring it before the city council. So he said he wanted me to be aware of it before he embarrassed me up there. So he called me and told me about the lien that was on, and I was really shocked at it.
okay, so you weren't aware of the lien prior to purchasing the property?
No, ma'am.
What do you intend to do with the property?
Right now, probably nothing. The two people that lives on each side of it, they keep it cut and clean. And to keep them from being jammed up with another trailer or house or something in there, I bought it so they would be, still could use it like they do. They park there and so forth.
Do you live near the property?
Yes, ma'am, right down the street. The people that live on each side, neither one of them said they could afford it. So I bought it to help keep it up when no one would move in between the two of them. So I just pay the taxes and they keep it up.
Did you have any relationship with Mr. Stiles?
No, ma'am.
Did you have any title insurance related to the purchase?
No, ma'am.
And it appears that the lien amount on the property to be released is $83,001. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Are there any financial hardships or other mitigating circumstances with respect to your request for amnesty?
Well, if the property owned worth between $3,000 and $4,000, it'd be a waste of money to pay some $1,000. I wouldn't even try to attempt to do that.
All right. Anything else you'd like for me to consider with respect to the application?
No, ma'am, except I would appreciate very much if I look at this.
Mr. Silva, anything with respect to the city's position on this application?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I am going to grant the application, releasing the lien of $83,100 and requiring the payment of the city cost of $6.46. Let's see there. I just want to make sure I have your correct address to send you the order. Ms. Jefferson, is your address 721 Northeast Center Avenue, Florida 32055?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will send you the order within 5 days.
Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it. Hope y'all
Thanks
have
for
a happy
coming down.
holiday.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, Ms. Jefferson.
Thank you.
Mr. Silva, anything else for the good of the order?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Okay. And are we meeting on December 9th?
I don't think we have anything
Okay.
coming up for that meeting.
Okay. We will adjourn the meeting then.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.